Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We are getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. The markets are open, and this is our 15th consecutive live stream without missing one. We even did one while the stock market was closed on accident, but it was 18 minutes in. We figured it out, and thought we got a pretty good laugh about that. But whatever, we kept going. We kept going. We kept doing the live stream. And of course, these are live streams. They're not overly produced. I'm the only person here, right? These aren't edited or anything like that. So we've been known to go on a live stream recently where we accidentally hit the mute button and couldn't hear anything for 7 minutes and blew up the comments over there. So it's part of the course, but we don't get too worked up about it. We're just having a good time and want to continue to sniper the markets together. So with that, thank you for all of your support. I appreciate all of you for smashing that like button, smashing that subscribe button. Help me, help you, help me. And let's get jumping into it. If you're new, awesome. You can leave a comment in if you want me to chart a request on the second half of the live stream. First half of the live stream, we're going to cover Bitcoin, altcoins. Then we'll get into the NASDAQ, stocks, and of course, most likely the Magnificent Seven and anything else that jumps out at me in the first 15 to 30 minutes. And then the second half of the stream, put in all the details of your comments, right? Ticker symbol, is it crypto? Is it stock? And are you long or short or looking to buy or sell? Anything like that, so we can talk about it in detail. And so I can search for it quickly. If you don't put in all those details, then I may skip over it just because we are starting to get a lot of requests. And the early bird gets the worm. So the earlier you get the comments in, more likely we'll be able to cover your stuff. So with that, Wes Diddy, longtime close friend over there, Wes Diddy. Hello, Snipers. Let's win today. Awesome. Good to see you, my man. Good morning, everybody. Ryan, good morning, all. Benedict Gonzalez, good morning. Martina, good morning. Mauricio, good morning. Henderson, good morning. Super Champ. Aldo, good morning. What a wild weekend. Did you pick up anything? Hi from Dubai. Awesome, BTC. Good to see Bitcoin back here from Dubai. Yeah, so that's a good question, Aldo, but you should know my answer by now, right? And if you don't know the answer by now, you should definitely go subscribe to the free newsletter. And if you already subscribed, awesome. Go read it. Actually, go read it over here. Is the bottom in for crypto, right? Is the bottom in. And one of our longtime market snipers, right? Longtime market snipers. He's been in the Discord since day one. So more than 2 years, right? So about 26 months he's been in and been a follower on Twitter for even longer. He was in the live coaching crew. He's helped me with a lot of things just out of the goodness of his heart, the kindness of his heart. He's helped me. And now he's teaming up with me and helping me out in the newsletter as well. So Jesse Olson and Crypto Stew. So Crypto Stew's helping me get the newsletter out on a weekly basis. And he's posting a lot of my charts. He's posting a lot of his own charts. He's giving write-ups on it and really dialing in everything that I'm thinking. And he's helping me get the free newsletter out on a daily basis over there. So definitely go subscribe over there. Is the bottom in for crypto. And we put this out yesterday, right? So shout out to Crypto Stew. Thanks for all of your help, my man. As usual, if you're even seeing this on the live stream, I'm sure you will. April 14th, 2024. Definitely go follow us over there. And it gives the exact thoughts over there, what we're talking about and what we've been covering. What we've been covering on the live streams, what we've been covering for more than 2 years in the Discord, what we've been covering on the Twitter X app since February 2021 when I started. February 2021 when I started posting charts for the first time publicly, right? So it's my thoughts, right? Are we buying that wick? I'm not, right? I'm not buying that wick. And let's jump right into it. Let's get right into the Bitcoin. Martina, I read it and share your thoughts. 52 could still be on the cards. Waiting for a high probability. There you go. There you go. answered your own question, Aldo. Good job over there answering your own question. What'd you say? Waiting for a higher probability reversal. It is. Come on now. Come on now. You got to know me better by now, right? You've been watching me on the live stream since September 2023, right? When we started this. And real quick, help me, help you, help me. Let's do this. Let's do it on the live stream together, just to kind of like, let's get in the habit of this. Every single live stream, smash that like button, smash that repost button, and throw in a quick comment. Doesn't have to be much. It could be anything, right? Anything you want, whether it's a smiley face, a down face, crying face, whatever it is. It helps the algorithms. It helps me keep me motivated, right? Helps keep me motivated on these live streams. And the goal is if we can get 50 likes on the Twitter X app and 50 likes on the YouTube app, that'd be awesome. Replay Crew does a great job on the YouTube. They outperform everybody on the live stream. The Replay Crew really does. And the YouTube live stream and the Replay Crew outperform the Twitter X app, right? So they smash the like button more than Twitter X app, even though there's a lot more viewers on the Twitter X app. So let's get going. Let's jump right into it. We're gonna start diving in the charts and get rocking and rolling over here. 9:06 a.m. Just a quick recap. Price, as you can see on the orange candles, are getting overbought. It was ultra bullish and it was getting overbought, right? So we know that. And then it was putting in bearish divergence, right? So bearish divergence after it was overbought could have been a possible lower high. There was a breakdown to hit target 2 over here at 60,800-ish on that wick. And we said back on that wick, we said the bottom could be in, but it's not confirmed yet, right? So there was really 3 things that we talked about. And even if you took this buy signal over here or over here, based off of lower time frames, if you took a buy signal, one thing that I always talk about in recorded coaching is you can move your stop loss up to break even, and then it's a risk-free trade, and you're not worried missing it to the upside, and you're not worried about missing, if price starts to break back down and stops you out, you're not taking those losses. You're putting your stop loss back up to break even. It's a risk-free trade, right? So risk-free trade at that point. If you took it based off of the 8-hour chart that I was posting a lot, right? You could have been up, but then also it can reverse on you quickly. And if you've moved your stop loss up to break even, you wouldn't even worry about it, right? You wouldn't even worry about it. You wouldn't be one of those, most likely, unless you got a shady exchange, most likely your stop loss will be honored. Your stop loss will be it's never a guarantee, so you don't ever want to go all in, right? Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for education purposes only, and hopefully we find some entertainment along the way. But make sure the mic's on. Speaking of entertainment, make sure the mic is on over here. Moving your stop loss up to break even once it's moved away a certain percentage, or it is pumped up a little bit, kind of give it some room to breathe, right? You don't want to move it up too quickly, but moving it up just lets you go to sleep at night. And stop loss is never 100% guarantee. Depends on the exchange, depends on your broker, all that stuff. A, the orders have to get filled, right? And B, who knows if the exchange is shady or not? Who knows? We've even seen it on Hood back in the day when they stopped, when they halted doing transactions. So you couldn't I can't remember now. It was back in early 2021, but buying and selling functions weren't available right on Hood for GameStop, all that stuff. So never want to go all in on a trade. And if you do and you lose out, there's so many warnings out there that, and I've talked about it many times, that's kind of your fault. That's on you really at the end of the day. So can't cry about it to anybody else other than yourself. You got to look in the mirror and say, hey, I shouldn't have gone all in. I should have listened to other people who have been through it before. should have had a stop loss in, and then even then, don't cry about it if the stop loss doesn't fully work because you went all in on it, right? So with that, hopefully the stop losses do work. Hopefully you have a good exchange, and hopefully you have a good broker out there, whatever you're trading, and we can continue to have that risk management on, and moving those stop losses up to break even to make it a risk-free trade at any given moment. So with that, the rant is over. The rant is over 10 minutes in. So let's keep going. Jonathan Martinez, good morning. Smash those likes. Thank you. Listen, Jonathan, sounds like a very smart guy over there. 4K mods. Yo, what up, 4K mods? BTC got scared by the war. I don't listen to narratives. It started way before the war. The price is overbought with orange candles. There was bearish divergence. We're going through a topping pattern way before the war. It was overbought since February 9th. There was bearish divergence going back to February, right? This is a topping pattern, right? For a local top with targets set way before the war, right? Way before the war. Will they use that as in the market makers use that as a reason to push it down faster? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. But it's not because of it. It's not because of it. You can see that the reversals were happening before early 2020 on the pandemic, right? The pandemic, early 2020, there was reversals weeks before the big crash, right? Weeks before. And again, there was bearish divergence, there was sell signals, there was a topping pattern, right? Weeks before the war. So no, I don't even pay attention to that. I mean, I'm aware of it. I know what's going on, but it has no impact on my trading strategy whatsoever. So no, I don't. That's news. That's narratives. They're always going to be late, and the market makers use it to their benefit in whatever direction that they're going to push it. Right. So we don't know what they're going to do. So we only can rely on what the charts tell us and execute a strategy to the best of our ability based off of that. So again, short term, there was that last sell signal on Friday. Since then, price came back, revisited target 2. So it did take out that wick. So when we did talk about on the live streams and the Twitter X app posts and all of that stuff, we said the bottom could be in, and it wasn't, right? It took out that wick. It took it out. If you zoom in here, you can see that was not the low. This wick took out that wick over there. And so that was not the low. We said it could be in, but it's not confirmed yet. Too early to say. And if it was going to be a V-shaped recovery, it needed to keep V-shaping. Otherwise, it was no longer a V-shaped recovery. If this didn't keep V-shaping, which we talked about on the live streams, it was no longer a V-shaped recovery, right? Then you start looking at this high and the lower highs over here, right? And then it starts to break back down with another sell signal. And then after that, starts breaking down from there, right? So kind of looking at it like that, another sell signal back below the trend line signals that the higher probability lower high is in, higher probability that we're going to go back down, at least retest target 2, and then see if we hit target 3 or target 4, right? So that is what we're looking at right now in the short term. In the short term, it's still bearish. Short term, the daily chart had a sell signal on Friday. Here we are on Monday, still bearish over here. Will this put in some sort of a bear flag and then continue lower? It is possible. So we'll continue to watch over there. Trending dots are trending downwards still on the daily chart. Now, if we move over to the weekly chart on Bitcoin, and I'll probably do a deeper dive on this on a separate video. I'm talking about the higher time frames as well. Higher time frames are still bullish and ultra bullish on the weekly chart, still above the trending dots, right? So even if it came all the way back to the trending dots, that kind of lines up with target 2 again, right? Target 2 again. So we'll see if that happens or not. And then, of course, even if it spikes below it, you got target 3, target 4, stuff like that. So we'll continue to watch it over here. We'll see. And there's still we're only halfway through the monthly candle, right? So we're halfway through the monthly candle. And something to note, right? Something to note, the trending dots are way back here at $38,000. We had over here, there was a bullish monthly candle followed by a reverse candle, and then it broke back down, right? So we are aware that there is a pending reversal candle on the monthly chart as well. We will keep an eye on it. So doesn't mean that by the end of the month, this monthly candle couldn't finish higher and finish like a monthly close. So that's kind of like what we're looking at right now on the monthly chart. There are two things I want to kind of point out here. Here, let's move over to this chart over here. Two things I want to kind of point out real quick is that are we still in like here? We'll use this over here. Are we still on like this candle over here where it created a wick and then wicked all the way up even higher and then finished somewhere in the middle positive? Are we over here on this third monthly candle, or are we, let's move back over here real quick, or are we looking at this reversal candle over here for a shorter term correction, a longer term correction before possibly coming up and hitting longer term targets? So we don't know for sure yet. One thing I did point out over on the Twitter X app that I was taking a look at it, and we treat everything as a new cycle and its own cycle. But just one thing I want to kind of point out over here. It's on the log chart already. So let's get back over to line, right? So I kind of pointed this out on the Twitter X app. And I was kind of playing around with this and moving this around. 2024 is the blue, and then the last cycle is this line over here that you can see moving around. You can see that kind of retrace back down very similar on the closes. These are monthly closes, doesn't show wicks. So it is possible that it's following the first peak and, kind of bottomed out earlier, right? And then it's kind of like letting it kind of catch up over here. And then we'll see if it kind of finishes that over here. Or is it more of like the second peak over here where it kind of bottoms out similar and then it kind of pulls back over here, right? And it kind of tops out later on in the late 2024, early 2025. So that's what we're kind of looking at over here is, could we see a top over here? And I'll probably dive in a little bit longer, 15, 20 minutes on a separate video. But could we see it top out over here in July, August, maybe July, August, September? Or could we see it kind of top out, like go through a little bit longer of a correction, maybe sideways and lower to like 52,000, where the fourth target is, right? It's possible. That would be a 30% correction. That would still be healthy. And maybe it takes a few months to play out. And then that would be like the next possible buy the dip like that for one last hurrah up tier where it starts topping out late December 2024, early 2025, similar to early 2021, right? So it's possible. So kind of two thoughts that I've been thinking about recently. We were thinking that it was going to top out earlier, right? We were thinking that it could top out earlier in the next few months. So that is still probably scenario one for me. And then we'll see if it kind of tops out later on. But still the targets are the same over there. So those are just some thoughts I'm looking at over here. Just try to keep it neutral, not getting too bullish or too bearish on anything over here. And if you look at it, kind of zooming out, we got those ANF targets, ANF target 1, ANF target 2, ANF target 3. So however it plays out, whether it tops out in the next 2 to 5 months, or if it tops out end of 2024 or early 2025. So that's what we'll continue to watch over there. Let's jump back over and get off of the log chart and get back over on the candles. Let's see. But as of right now, right? So if it was like a longer correction, like scenario 2, maybe there's a topping pad, this was the topping pattern, and then, take some time for it to play out where, maybe it's kind of like this, right? And then comes out. Then scenario 2 would be an even lower, right? Maybe come all the way down and hit that fourth target. It's possible. It is possible. So then if this were to play out, then scenario 1 would no longer be on the radar, obviously. It would be scenario 2, right? So both scenarios are bullish longer term. And this is either going to be a shorter term correction, and you'd want to see it kind of like find support here and then break out end of April or early May and start making that move to the higher side. So this would be like scenario 1 short term. For the longer term, hit those A and F targets, or a deeper, longer correction where scenario 2 kind of plays out and it tops out end of 2024, early 2025. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see how it plays out, and we'll take it level by level over there. So with that, let me know if you have any questions, follow-up questions, but probably do a deeper dive, more dialed in on a separate video over there. Ethereum, it's going to be similar thoughts over here, right? For the next possible buy the dip scenario, Ethereum's already hit 4 out of 4 targets to the downside. Bitcoin has only hit 2 out of the 4 targets to the downside so far. So we'll see if Bitcoin also hits 4 targets to the downside. Solana broke way below target 4, right? This would probably be right around target 5 if I had drawn it. So that Solana is back below target 4. We talked about that even when prices up here. Bearish divergence. Was Solana kind of lagging time-wise as far as the crypto correction? In hindsight, it was another lower high over here. Let's see. Chainlink hit 4 to 4 targets to the downside, was getting oversold, right? And we'll see if it finds bottom or not. Also could possibly go hit target 5 as well. Haven't drawn any of the target 5s on there whatsoever. Near went below target 4, probably not target 5. Probably target 5 would probably be like down here around $4. Dot definitely went below target 4, probably target 5. Pretty sure target 5 was getting oversold, possible reverse candle. No bullish divergence on the daily chart whatsoever. There was some bullish divergence on the 1-hour charts just for fun. I was posting that. But overall, we're looking at the daily chart as the overall trend for the next possible swing trade. And it's kind of drawn out like this for right now, right? So the next possible buy the dip, is it going to be by the end of April, early May? Possible. We'll continue to watch it over here. If it starts to make its move by the end of April, it's possible the Bitcoin monthly chart still finishes bullish, in a bullish manner on by the end of the month. So that's where we're going to kind of see if it's scenario 1 or not. If it takes longer, then we're going to be starting to look at scenario 2, where it takes a little bit longer of a correction, maybe even a deeper correction, and then top out later on. So that's DOT. Sand, right? Could the bottom be in? Sure, the bottom could be in. The bottom could have been in back here, but then it wasn't, right? So that's why the wicks keep wicking and the dips keep dipping, as I pointed out in the Discord over there. So that's what we're kind of watching right now. The next possible buy the dip scenario, still well below the trending dots and below the downward trend line, stuff like that. So we'll see how it plays out. Filecoin, similar thoughts over here. This would be probably a more aggressive downward trend line. So you've got like this less aggressive, you got this more aggressive possible downward trend line. So we'll continue to watch over there. It was getting oversold. Algo, similar thoughts. All these trend lines are off. I guess I was drawing them this morning when it was still on a log chart. So that's why all the trend lines are off a little bit over there. Don't forget that you're on or off those log charts. Log charts are better for longer term time frames, higher time frames like the monthly chart, stuff like that. So Cardano, right? Cardano, Rari. We were talking about this possible rising wedge based off of lower time frames. There was bearish divergence, bearish divergence, bearish divergence, followed by a reversal candle. And I talked about how I flipped this and converted it. It was a smaller position anyways, and I converted it back over to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin would be, I could have gone to cash, but then but I decided to convert it over to Bitcoin, and then I may or may not convert it back over to Rari or something else after that. I haven't decided, but there was bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. And when that happened, I converted it back over to Bitcoin on that particular trade over there, and locked in those gains, since they pumped a lot harder than Bitcoin was pumping, as Bitcoin was going through a topping pattern, right? So Matic, oversold, followed by reverse candle. No bullish divergence as of yet on any of these altcoins, which means price could go lower while RSI makes a higher low, right? So we'll continue to watch it over there. Let's see. SHIB, we were talking about it. We had drawn it out like this. Still no buy the dip scenario yet. I eyeball test this. Looks like it hit target 3. Target 4 could possibly hit, maybe even lower. Doge, we're calling this out in real time. Shooter, by the way. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Market Snipers. Welcome back. Shooter, by the way. Reiki, what up? Welcome back. We'll get into the comments more. IO, VA, chart request, Zoom, PayPal. Okay, sure. All right, let's keep going. My guy Jesse. Oh, I forgot. I missed this one. Made it to live. Can you map out a scenario where we hit low BTC? Yep. Not the 40s. I don't have the 40s yet. If it starts breaking below the fourth target, then we could look at some $40,000 targets at that point. But until the fourth target is broken, I'm not too worried about $40,000. If it starts breaking down below that, then sure. Yep. Sure. Yep. Sure. So there you go. There you go. Ryan, can you please provide an update on the miners? Not much really to update, Ryan, but we'll take a quick glance at them, but they still have not found bottom. So Doge, remember, very similar to Rari, very similar to a lot of these other assets that we're taking a look at. Bearish divergence, I'm pointing out. Reversal candle, I'm pointing out. And then price broke down, hit target 2, pumped back up, was looking like a lower high. We pointed this out on the live streams back here. I think it was on Tuesday the 9th, right? A week ago. It was starting to look like a lower high was getting put in. Hadn't broken down yet. Didn't have that sell signal. And then the sell signal basically confirming it. Took out this pivot point. Took out this pivot point, not pivot po. I got to finish the word, Jesse. Took out this pivot point over here with that sell signal, and that confirmed that lower high, right? So, and then price came all the way back down, hit target 4. Classic setup over here. I love this setup over here. Bearish divergence after it was overbought, followed by a reversal candle, and then the higher probability is even when price starts putting in that lower high, and then of course the sell signal after that, and then boom, hit target 2, hit target 3, hit target 4, smashing all the targets just like you're smashing all the likes over there. MicroStrategy has another pending sell signal. We talked about it over here. Many people thought I was probably being mean about experts who sell courses, experts who selling newsletters, experts selling Discord, right? You've seen it all. People are buying. The experts are buying $1,800 MicroStrategy over here. People are buying $1,900 MicroStrategy over here. People are buying $2,000 MicroStrategy there. Maybe it works out long term, but now you're going to be forced to holding it longer term, or you're forced to take a loss, right? So it's always amazing that you typically don't see the updates on their losses, right? You only see that they bought it when they were a hero at $1,800, $1,900, $2,000, right? My strategy is not to buy high. My strategy is not to buy when there's bearish divergence. My strategy is not to buy when there's overbought conditions, right? Overbought conditions. The strategy is to buy low and then sell into those conditions, right? sell into the FOMO, selling into bearish divergence, or selling into price breaking below the trending dots, wherever that is, whatever your strategy is, selling into a possible lower high, selling into a sell signal, right? Not buying up there, right? So if you bought down here and if you sold anywhere up here, you made money, right? You made money and you treated it like a business and you locked in those profits and you're not buying up here, right? So I pointed that out even on the buy signal, not the buy signal, on the monthly chart. I pointed out people bought back here February 2021. I wasn't calling that was the top, right? I was not calling that as the top. It could always go higher, but I was pointing out that people bought up here at $2,000, just as people were buying back here. And in hindsight, now price is breaking down back below $1,400. So at the point when I posted that, I think it was around $18, $19, $2,000. We'll just call it. It's back down 30%, right? So bearish divergence on the daily chart, reversal candles, sell signals, lower highs, all that stuff over here. Don't buy up here. Accumulate down in here if you're an investor. And if you're a swing trader on the daily chart, you're looking for buys down here and then selling up into bearish divergence, right? So again, depending on what time frame, and if you're a swing trader or an investor, if you're an investor over here, you're accumulating August 2020 on a buy signal, or on a weekly, probably most likely on a weekly chart, it would give you a better. And then as there's creating a wicks or changes, right, then you're selling into that, right? Buying down in here, selling into there, right? Selling into the FOMO. Hope that helps. Obviously, it's not financial advice. And then even on the weekly chart, it was overbought, right? Created a big wick. And then a reversal candle last week, or April, the week of April 1st. So it closed last week. No, 2 weeks ago. It closed 2 weeks ago with a reversal candle, right? Just says that we're going lower, right? We got target 3 down there at sub 1200. The trending dots are down there as well at 1200. We have a target down here at sub $1,100, sub 1,050, right? There's a gap down here. So, take it for what it is. It's up to you. You got to make your own decisions. I don't do a copy trading service. I just show you what I see, and I just share my charts and share the indicators, all that stuff. So, you just gotta make up your own decisions and have your own strategies. And if you're buying up here at $18, $19, $2,000 and you're charging people for it, you should probably dial in your strategy first, right? Maybe you're hitting on other things, but maybe stick to what you know best, or you don't know best, or continue to get better, right? Or don't charge people, right? So don't charge people. And no one's gonna be perfect, right? No one's gonna be perfect, but you shouldn't be buying into FOMO if you're charging people courses, Discord, all that stuff, in my personal opinion, right? So, woo! Not a lot of people are gonna like that. Not a lot of people are going to like that, but hey, I'm going to call it how it is. And you're either going to learn or you're not going to learn. You may have to learn the hard way. I just tell you what I've seen and what I've experienced already. I've already experienced all that, right? I've already experienced through it. So I share my experiences based off of mistakes I've made in the past. Yeah, I made plenty of mistakes in the past, right? So let's keep going. And I will make future mistakes. Trust me, I'll make future mistakes. And usually if you've had, like, I've talked about this in recorded coaching, usually if you've had like 9 wins in a row, you start getting overconfident, buying the dips so easy. You start getting into overconfidence. And then when you get overconfident, you start shooting from the hip instead of being a sniper, and you start skipping steps. You start skipping your process, and you're just buying and shooting from the hip, like I said. And that's when your next mistake is around the corner. Usually after you've nailed like 9 in a row. I don't know the exact number, but we talked about in recorded coaching when some of the live coaching clients were at the time had like 9 wins in a row. I was super proud of them. And that's when I said, watch out for your next loss around the corner, because then they start upping the ante, they start upping leverage, they start skipping steps, and then your next loss is around the corner, and we all get humbled, right? We all get humbled. So if you got humbled, just take it for, hey, let's get better. Let's get better. Let's continue snapping the markets together. Let's go. Let's go. NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ continues to break down. Bearish divergence, hasn't even hit target 1 yet, but it is trending that way. The probabilities continue to increase so much that I'm pretty confident that target 1 is going to get hit. I don't know about target 2. I don't want to say there's a guarantee, but I feel like target 1's for sure going to get hit, right? I feel that way. Target 2, I'm pretty confident target 2 will get hit. I don't know about target 3. I don't know about target 4. We'll see how it plays out. Never a guarantee that it even hits target 1, but I'll never say guarantee for sure. I'll never say guarantee, but I feel very, 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 very confident target 1's going to get hit. I feel pretty good that target 2 probably get hit. I don't know when. It may take some time to play out, but target 2 seems like it's going to get hit. Then we'll see about target 3, target 4, right? So if it does hit target 2, similar to Bitcoin, we would see price back below or near $17,000, right? So we'll see how it plays out. And the inverse, if you don't feel comfortable shorting the NASDAQ, right? Not a lot of people do. Experts only, I would say, especially in NASDAQ futures when leverage is involved. If you don't feel comfortable, you could buy inverse ETF, like say, this is high risk as well. But I pointed this out in the Discord, pointed it on the Twitter X app, right? Probably talked about it on the live streams. I can't remember all the ones that I covered on the live streams. But the inverse, if you wanted to short the NASDAQ by buying SQQQ, this is also high risk, and holding it for a length of time is not a winning strategy, right? Holding a long position, let me say this again very clearly. You should not take this trade unless you know what you're doing, right? You have to be less of an expert shorting NASDAQ futures. This is my own personal opinion. You can be less of an expert taking a long position on SQQQ, which is the inverse of the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ ETF, right? You don't have to be as much of an expert to long this, but this is a 3x leverage long naturally. So you don't need options and you don't need extra leverage. It's already a 3x leverage. And so it's up 1.38% on this chart. So I think it's up almost 4% with the X leverage. I'd have to double check the account. I haven't traded in a long time because holding it for a long time is a losing strategy. You can see it just goes down forever, right? Goes down forever. So it just goes down. So if it does spike up, it probably won't stay there for long. So you definitely want to have a strategy in place to lock in profits, right? Whether that means you take off half of your position in target 1, 25% of target 1, maybe it's 25% per target. Everyone's got their own strategy, but if you were to take off, like, for example, say you bought, I don't know, say you bought 4 shares of SQQ, right? And you took 1 share off here, 1 share off here, 1 share off here, 1 share off there, right? As an example, that would be locking in profits along the way. And, or if your strategy was, hey, I'm waiting for a reversal, I'm waiting for a sell signal, I'm waiting for blah, 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 hit four targets, I'm taking 50% off table, hit all 4 targets and waiting for a reversal. Whatever your strategy is, make sure it's dialed in if you're doing something on SQQ. Because if you're waiting for one of my chart updates, what if I forget to chart update it, right? So don't copy trade me whatsoever. Learn the strategy and lock it in. I'm just showing you ideas that a way to short the market is SQQQ. And obviously I didn't go all in on this. This is like a way to like hedge the market, right? Without being overly aggressive on NASDAQ futures. And but if you're ready for NASDAQ futures, it's even more exciting, right? It's more exciting, right? So let's keep going. SQQ, SP 500. So SQQ had that buy signal again yesterday, kind of battled it out. This is kind of the low. Looks like a possible higher low, breaking on this downward trend line. Target one is up there about $13, right? So SP 500 also continue to break down. Dow Jones already hit target one to the downside. We said at the top was the Dow Jones leading the way. There was bearish divergence. There was a reversal candle. There was a lower high. Prices breaking down from the trending dots. Prices breaking down from the upper trend line. There was a sell signal after that. When would then be a good time to take profits, right? From reversal candle to here, right? So if you had, I didn't take this buy, but I did close out back here on my NASDAQ short. But if you took out this buy anywhere from here to here on a futures trade, that's 190%, right? 19% and 90%, or say you got out way back here at 15%, right? Whatever it is, whatever your strategy is, 120%. Or you waited for the lower high after bearish divergence, after reversal candle, right? Somewhere around there. You're still 180. If you waited all the way back here, right? 16%. That's 160%. So anyways, let's keep going. Dow Jones, Russell 2000 breaking down as well. They should be leading the way. They seem like they're leading the way on the NASDAQ again, and or underperforming, right? Overperforming on the short, but underperforming as an asset. 10-year yield, we talked about it. Would it break through target 4? Flip the resistance into support? It feels like it kind of just did that, right? Feels like it kind of just did that, where it kind of broke up, came back down, and could be spiking back up. We don't know if it's going to hit longer term target 3 or not. It came up short over here. The next stop, if it continues upward like this, will be come back up and retesting 5%. It's not good for mortgage rates. It's not good for mortgage rates, right? It's not good overall. DXY, still ultra bullish on the daily chart. We pointed that out. It was starting to surge up here. It was looking like a possible higher low. Broke out of this longer term downward trend line. We pointed it out multiple times. We talked about it. It's bullish on the weekly chart. It's bullish on the daily chart. Man, we're rocking and rolling. 42 minutes. I might have to put a hat on and flip it backwards if we go over an hour here. But we got a lot to cover on this Manic Monday. Just another Manic Monday. Yes, that's an old 80s song. I think it's 80s. I don't know. I'm getting old. Weekly chart had that buy signal back here. So I know the perma bulls wanted to break down so hard. The perma bulls wanted to break down back below $100 so badly. But there's that buy signal back in middle of March, so a month ago. And the daily chart was bullish. The weekly chart was bullish. The monthly chart was bullish. The perma bulls just wanted it to break down so badly and break down, and it's not, right? The last buy signal on the monthly chart was January. Weekly chart was middle of March. And then you go all the way to the daily chart. The last buy signal was the third week of March as well, right? Doesn't matter what you want. Stay away from the narratives. Stay away from the news when it comes to charting and taking your trades. Watch and trust the charts, what you're seeing. And if you trust that, you'll block out the noise and you have a shot at being profitable and paying taxes every year. Fun thing. Hey, congratulations. You're profitable at the end of the year. You got to pay taxes, right? Oh my God. So, it's a good problem to have. It's a problem, but it's a good problem to have. And I'm happy paying taxes. So, I don't love paying taxes, but I'd rather be paying taxes than not paying taxes, because it means you're profitable at the end of the year, right? Even after all of my expenses, right? Even after all my expenses ran through the business. So SHIB, we covered that. We already covered all that. Oh, we got sidetracked. The VIX still bullish on the daily chart. What happened? There we go. Yeah. So the VIX, we talked about it all the way back here, right? All the way back here. Could that be the low? Higher lows. Back here, spiked all the way up to target 3. The fourth target hadn't been hit. Came all the way back down, right? Going through this bottoming phase, higher lows. The last buy signal is back here April 1st, and then uh, on Friday spiked all the way up to target 4, and now is trending up again, right? Uh, Getting closing in on 18. We pointed this out the last time it retested the 200-week moving average was October 23rd. I closed out my NASDAQ short October 26th when the NASDAQ, in hindsight, bottomed out, right? Took profits over there. And it's been up only since. And then now we'll see if the VIX retest the 200-week moving average. And then from there, we don't know if it's going to flip the 200-week moving average or not. If it is, it's going to be a bigger correction, right? If it doesn't, then it's not going to be a bigger correction, right? So we're going to continue to watch it. Rejected, bigger correction, right? So we will find out. The last buy signal on the weekly chart, like I said, was early April. Let's keep going. Woo, 46 minutes in. I'm feeling good though. Feeling good. I got a lot of water. I got a bigger cup of water just for this. Do you think ETH ETFs would help the market recover? Again, that'll be the narratives in the news. Any narratives and news in a bull run is positive. Any bullish news or narratives in a bear market doesn't even phase it. So, you know, it helps with retail, but it doesn't help with market makers, right? So market makers create it, and then retail either gets on with it or not. So depends what your Cream Street, man. Keep it going. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's keep going. I'll circle back and we'll do the requests. I'll probably have to put a hat on and flip it backwards for if we go over an hour. Seems like we're trending that way. Let's take a quick glance at the Magnificent Seven. I don't have anything in. I don't have any shorts or longs on, but it looks like this is a lower high in NVIDIA. Still rolling over. Hit target 1 so far. The probabilities, in my personal opinion, on NVIDIA is that at least the local high is in at 974. We talked about that reversal candle on the day that it happened. On the day it was a pending reversal candle. We talked about it. We covered it. It was not only a reversal candle, but it's a bearish engulfing candle. If you were to take the sharpshooter candles off, right? We talked about the bearish divergences on RSI. Talked about the MACD bearish crossovers, the RSI sell signal back here in March, right? And since then, price has just been rolling over. Sometimes it just takes some time to play out. The probabilities are starting to increase that we're going to go down and see target 2. I don't know about target 3 or target 4 yet, right? So we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Meta also starting to break back down, right? Looks like it hit target 1 over here. Could have put in a lower high right here after bearish divergence. So will Meta come down, hit lower targets? There is a gap down here at 400. Amazon, bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle. Remember what happens after bearish divergence and a reverse candle? Not always, but it seems like a high percentage amount of times that we continue to see bearish divergence or bullish. Oh man, I gotta take a breath. We should go through some of the comments. 4K mods, looks like BTC got scared by the war. I think you're just bringing up what someone else said, or you're saying it again. Or that's an old comment. Oh, that's an old comment. Okay. Woo, gotta take a deep breath. All right, so here, let's get back in flow. Remember what we've seen in the past, bearish or bullish divergence followed by a reverse candle, right? I'm not saying the top is in guaranteed. I'm just saying that there's bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle on Amazon. What else? Bearish divergence followed by a possible lower high on Microsoft, right? Looks like possible bearish engulfing candle. Can't really see it because the sharpshooter candles, right? Uh, bearish engulfing candle possibly playing out, right? We'll continue to watch it, but bearish divergence followed by possible lower high. Tesla, we said there's bullish divergence by a possible higher low, but not confirmed. And we also said that the weekly chart is still bearish. We also said that it could be a couple months before we see Tesla find bottom. There could be additional bullish divergence, right? So all of those considered may take a little bit of time for Tesla to find bottom, go through a bottoming phase. Did come up and spike up and hit target one, but we don't know for sure if the bottom is it yet. There is that double wick bottom, maybe even you could even call it a trip. Oh, hold on, triple wick bottom almost over here. We'll see if that is the bottom or not. Way too early to call it as of right now. Apple, was this a local bottom, or is this just kind of like a rip to the upside? If you're buying that dip, you better sell that rip, right? The overall weekly chart is still bearish. Could that be the bottom? Sure. Was that just bullish divergence followed by a quick short squeeze? Possibly. I don't know. But it is currently still bullish on the daily chart. Could come all the way back down, put in a higher low, and then make a bigger move to the upside. So that's Apple. Google, bearish divergence over on Google. The indicator is not picking it up. If I change the inputs, it might. No sell signal as of yet, but there is bearish divergence on Google as of right now. And let's see. Let's get back into some of the requests. And we're at 52 minutes. Let me get over here. Let's put on the hat for the last 4 minutes, and then, or the last 8 minutes, and then if we go overtime, we'll flip the hat on backwards. Maybe we'll keep it to just an hour. Maybe we'll just keep it to just an hour over here. Anything else look interesting? Let's see. No, not really. So we'll just kind of leave it at that as of right now, right? The V shape, you wanted to keep it V shaping if it was going to V shape, and it didn't continue to V shape, right? ETH versus BTC. All right, so we're going to get into the early birds get the worm. We're going to go in through some of the requests over here, go through the comments, and let's help you, help me, help me twice, help you once. Let's see. Zoom PayPal. I think that's the first request over here. Was that the first one? I feel like there was one before that. Nope, maybe that's the first one. All right, chart Zoom and PayPal. Well, PayPal, not much really to report on over there. Let's take a look. Could take a breather. Still bullish on the daily chart, and you can see that it was pumping up here. Then there's a lower high, and it's back below the trailing dots. There's that RSI sell signal, a lower high over here. MACD's coming back down, so you can see that in the very near future, probably hit like, I don't know, target 1, probably close to target 2, target 3, target 4, and then maybe it puts in another higher low and then comes back up like that. So that's kind of what I'd be watching over there on PayPal after that last pump over there, something similar to that, which would be something similar to over here, right? Still trying to let the ship get turned around and make its move to the upside. Zoom. I'm pretty sure I have Zoom on here somewhere. Let's see Zoom over here. Let's zoom in on the Zoom chart. Zoom-a-doom. Didn't confirm a higher low, right? And it came all the way back down. So from that gap up in that buy signal, came down, put in a lower high, had that sell signal back on March 15th, and continued to go lower, right? Did not find bottom, and it's come all the way back down, and we'll see if it finds bottom over here at $60.20 or slightly higher. Too early to call it as of right now. Still in a downtrend on the daily chart, and of course, the weekly chart is still bearish as well. So still looking for bottom, has not found it over there. What else? Garrett asked, it's a meme coin. There's not much value I can add on it because there's not a lot of chart history. So I don't, we can take a look at it for fun, but there's not too much value on it that I can add other than what the indicator is saying because there's no chart history on it. So that's why, I don't spend too much time on it, right? Pepe. Let's take a look at Pepe. Yeah, eyeball test, probably hit target 1, target 2, target 3, probably close to target 4. I don't think I mapped these out or not. I don't think I did. Bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence picking up. So bearish divergence followed by a lower high, followed by a lower high, followed by a lower high. Still bearish on the daily chart, right? Still bearish. So there's Pepe. What else? On the miners. Oh yeah, I forgot about the miners. Good thing you reminded me. All right. I don't think there's much to report, Ryan Seller, because we're still looking for prices to find bottom. For example, HUT spiked up, hit 3 out of the 4 targets. And then broke back down, right? So still looking for bottom on most of the Bitcoin miners, if not all of them. Hive took out this bottom, still looking for bottom over here. Still has not found bottom. MIGI still looking for bottom. The last sell signal was February 13th. Still looking for bottom over here. The wicks keep wicking and the dips keep dipping, right? You can buy the dip all the way down, right? Or you can wait for a higher probability reversal and or put in your stop loss, right? And then wait for the next higher probability reversal. That would be a much better strategy. Even if you took a swing here or here and got stopped out, that's better than buying dip all the way down, right? It's fine to take swings at it, right? Take a swing here. We don't know for sure. We don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball. It's not guaranteed, right, that this wasn't the bottom. You could take a swing here, pretty close, right? Could take a swing here. As long as you have exit strategy and limit your risk and all that stuff dialed in, it's not that big of a deal, right? It's not that big of a deal as long as you didn't go all in. And then if you didn't forget to sell or exit or put in a stop loss, right? If you forget any of those things, then if you bought those dips, let's just say both of them were right around $2.41. If you forgot to do that, now you're down 61.5%. And you're sweating it the whole way down. If you put in $1,000, your $1,000 is worth $400, and now you're forced to holding. And how far could that go? Could it go all the way down? Right? Maybe that $1,000 becomes $200, and you're forced to holding. And what happens is a lot of people probably sell down here 50 to 60, 70, 80%. Then they sell it, right? They didn't sell it back here where it was a 10% loss when the next sell signal happened, or it pumped up, started to reverse back down, or it started to reverse back down, right? And taking a 3 to 10% loss or moving the stop loss up to break even, taking a 3 to 10% loss, if you didn't do that, then you're probably holding it, and then you probably take a 40 to 60% loss instead of that 3 to 10% loss, and or just holding it all the way back through and hoping it comes back around in the future, right? So you got to have, if you're going to have a buy strategy, you better have a sell strategy as well, right? If you're going to have an entry strategy, better have an exit strategy laid out in advance. Have that strategy fully dialed in before you take a trade. So my own personal belief, right? Bitfarm's still trying to find bottom, right? Bitfarm still hasn't been a buy signal since March 1st. There was a sell signal February 29th, followed by another one March 4th, right? Still trying to find bottom over here. CLSK, same thing. Remember, one of the few that have not filled the gaps over here. We talked about it way back here. There was bearish divergence, right? Candle closed back below the trending dots, then a sell signal, closed back below the upward trend line, and continues to go down. Eyeball test. Maybe it clears out the fourth target. Maybe it fills that gap down below. We don't know. Marathon Digital, still trying to find bottom. Same thing. We're looking at this as possibly finding bottom. Buy signal back above the trailing dots. Then there's a sell signal. Pump back up again. Another sell signal. Back below the trailing dots. At what point do you just get out, right? So if you took a buy signal anywhere up here, then you got a sell signal back below the trailing dots. So anywhere from that, again, anywhere from that 3, 4, 5% to 10%, loss is much better than, in my personal opinion, is much better than getting in and holding it 30%, right? And not knowing where the bottom is at, and being in cash that might pay you some money back, or putting in a different asset. So just dial in the strategy. Just want to get better. We talked about, is this a higher low? Starting to get back above the trailing dots on Riot. Never had a buy signal. Had a pending buy signal, but never had a buy signal over there. And now is starting to get oversold. There was that bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence. Reversal candle, lower high over here. That was not even bearish divergence. There's a lower high over here, and then of course sell signal, and has been a downtrend ever since. We're gonna make it. Wolf, right? Irish Energy, they all start looking the same. Cypher Mining, all start looking the same. So with that, that's the update. Woo-wee. BTC. Do you think ETFs would help the market? Oh, yeah, we talked about that one. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that. ETH versus BTC. Let's take a look at it. Haven't looked at it in a few. Where is it? I think it's down at the bottom. No? Okay. Let's see. I think it's up here then. There we go. Found it. ETH versus BTC. Looks like bullish divergence on ETH versus BTC, but there's no higher low. These are old drawings. Talked about this breakout here, and then overbought, reverse candle, came back down, lower high, boom, came back down all the way down. So let's see. Kind of draw it out like that, right? And then you start getting more aggressive. Maybe something like that, right? Clone that. So at that point, you're probably looking at, this is bullish. It was oversold, reverse candle, but now we've got bullish divergence, right? Still below the trending dots. Still hasn't put in a higher low. So if it puts in a higher low, say if it comes up like this, comes back down, puts in like a higher low, and then comes back out, maybe it comes like that, maybe something like that, right? Maybe the higher low is somewhere over here. I don't know. Too early to say. But it hasn't found bottom as of yet on ETH versus BTC. Higher probability is getting back above the trailing dots, possible buy signal, looking for that higher low, wherever that is, right? Wherever that is, that higher low, and then breaking out again from there. So that's ETH versus BTC. Matt Cohn just subscribed to the newsletter. Awesome. Welcome, Matt Cohn. Awesome. Good to hear that. Yep, it's free. And our very own market sniper, Crypto Stu, he's been posting the Discord for more than 24 months. He was even on the live coaching. He helped me with the indicators, all that stuff. Crypto Stu is now helping me with the newsletter. So we're going to build momentum over here on the free newsletter, and we're going to continue to make it better and we will get it dialed in. We're going to work on it as a team because sometimes I don't have the time and I can't keep doing it all by myself. So anyone who's been a part of the Discord or has been supporting me a long time and they're interested and they have spare time, then I'm happy. And if they have a skill set that I don't, help me out, and we'll continue to make the newsletter better, right? So we will do that together. He's volunteering his time right now. Maybe it turns into, it's a free newsletter, so we don't make any money on it right now. So maybe one day the newsletter will make money, but right now it's free newsletter, and we don't have any plans. I think for at least a year, we don't have any plans to try to make any money off of it. So never know. Maybe we will monetize it one day. But with that, it's free as of right now, so definitely go subscribe with it. Maybe we never try to monetize it. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. We don't know. We don't know. It might be up to Crypto Stu too. We don't know. But thanks for subscribing to the newsletter. Appreciate that. I just read something that all your big losses were small losses at some point. Okay. Yep. You're the most undervalued analyst on YouTube. Not in my mind. No, in my mind, yeah. I guess. I don't know. I'm overvalued in my own mind, I guess, right? So thanks, Matt. I take that as a compliment. Been following you forever on X, but need to get your name out there more on YouTube. Cool. Yeah, if I did more like shorter term videos, they get a lot more views. With clickbait, thumbnails, and all that stuff gets 3 times more views than the live streams, right? Oh, I forgot to turn the hat on backwards. Oh, we went over an hour. I forgot to turn the hat on backwards. I put the hat on. But yeah, that's the thing is, if I did the more of the clickbait thumbnails, and if I did more produced videos and edited them and all that stuff, they would get more views and it would grow faster. But that's not what I'm there for, right? I'm not there for that. Just trying to help more people out and, of course, grow. But so definitely smash the like and subscribe buttons to help grow. But my goal isn't to be a YouTuber, right? The goal isn't to be a YouTuber. I'm just doing these free live streams and videos here and there if I have time. So with that, that's what it is. That's what it is. All right. So with that, I think we're going to call it. I don't see too many other, I don't see any other requests. I think we covered it all. 1 hour, 7 minutes in. I hope everyone had a good weekend, despite, if there's any chaos overseas, if you're not in the US, if you're in one of those countries that are dealing with the bosses who decide war or not, right? It's out of our control. Sucks. But hopefully you're doing okay wherever you're at. Hope you had a good weekend spending time with friends and family, getting away from the charts for a little bit. But not too much, right? I can't get away from the charts too much. I have it on my cell phone. I'm always taking a peek here or there. Yeah, you could say I'm obsessed with charts, but that's what it takes. It takes an obsession to be good at something. And even then, even if you're obsessed, there's no guarantee you're going to be a successful, profitable trader. But you stack the probabilities in your favor if you're obsessed with the charts and you continue to dial in the strategy. I've got faith in you. And with my support, my help, we can continue to snipe the markets together. So with that, hope you have a good rest of your day. And we will continue to snipe the markets together every day on the live stream that I can do it. And we will see you later.